Good morning, dear students. Today in this lecture we are going to learn how to connect or combine resistances. Okay, so there are two ways to combine the resistances, or combination of resistance can be done in two ways. And what are the two ways? It is resistors in series and resistors in parallel. So first of all we are going to discuss about resistors in series. So how to discuss it, or what is the explanation regarding this? See, in this combination the resistors are joined end to end or back to back. Okay, means the second end of each resistance is joined to the first end of the next resistance, and so on, as you can see here. R1, R2, R3, these are the three resistances. Let them be joined like this. This joined back to back with the R2, and then third, and how many more that we require accordingly. Okay, so the first end of the first resistance and the second end of the last resistance are connected to the cell. First end this, and the last end to the cell. Okay, the energy source. Now what happens in this combination? The same current flows when the resistors are joined back to back or in series. The current is flowing same in all the resistances. Okay, but the potential difference across the ends, like R1, R2, sorry, AB, BC and CD, the potential difference that is being developed at across their ends are going to be different according to the calibration of the resistances. So here, as you can see, AB, BC, CD, okay, they are connected in series. So let us see how to derive it. Suppose there are three resistances and we call them R1, R2 and R3 respectively. Okay, now these have been combined and we have to find out the equivalent resistance of them. So equivalent resistance of all the three, let it be R. Okay, so suppose current flowing through them, flowing through these resistance be I, okay, because we denote it by I, and we know that current flowing through all of them is same. So potential difference across R1, R2 and R3, let it be V1, V2, V3. Why it is so? Because potential difference is denoted by V. So overall is from A to D is V, but if I say about AB, then it is V1. If I talk about B to C, then it is V2, and C to D is V3. Fine. So we have taken this only. So the potential difference across all these three resistors, let it be V1, V2 and V3. Now what happens? Because we are following the condition that when the resistances are connected in series, then what happens? We have same current flowing through the resistors. So using this logic only, we know that the current flowing through R1, R2 and R3 is same. This you need to mention it, otherwise you won't get marks. Okay, this is a requirement. So applying Ohm's law. What is Ohm's law? V is equal to IR. Okay, so we are using that only. So for first combination, what will be the potential difference? It will be V1 is equal to IR1. Why IR1? I is same, we have mentioned here. Same way for what is the potential difference for second one? It will be V2 is equal to IR2. And for what about third one? V3 is equal to IR3. Okay, so if potential difference between A to D is V, then what will be V equal to? V will be equal to V1 plus V2 plus V3. Okay, so we are writing here, then V1, V is equal to V1 plus V2 plus V3. Fine. So what is V? V from here. What is V? V is IR1. V1 is IR1. V2, in place of V2 we can write IR2, and in place of V3 we can write IR3. Fine. So now the equivalent resistance between A and D, that we have mentioned in the beginning only. If we suppose it to be R, then what it becomes? V is equal to IR for whole of the circuit. What will be the potential difference. V will be equal to I into R, because R is the equivalent resistance from A to D and the current flowing through is I. So what is V? V is equal to IR. Okay, so we are mentioning it first equation and V is equal to IR as second equation. Now can we equate from both equation 1 and 2? Yes, of course. So what we will write? From equation 1 and 2 we can write IR is equal to IR1 plus IR2 plus IR3. Now what is the common factor in all? I. So we are going to take out I from here and we'll write R1 plus R2 plus R3 whole bracket into I. Okay, so this I will get cancelled from here and finally we get R is equal to R1 plus R2 plus R3. This was only the thing that we had to derive. So what is it? So the equivalent resistance of the resistances connected in series is always equal to the sum of those resistance. So it means R1 plus R2 plus R3 is equal to total equivalent resistance, that is R. Okay, so it is also evident that in the series the value of the equivalent resistance is greater than the individual value of each resistance. Okay, again I am telling you that in a series the value of equivalent resistance means R1 plus R2 plus R3, that is the equivalent resistance, has to be more than the individual resistances. Okay, so this was about the combination of resistors in series. Okay, when we connect the resistances of different calibration, of different gradings, then what is the outcome? The outcome will be R means R is equal to R1 plus R2 plus R3. Okay, so this is the equivalent resistance when we combine them in series. So I hope it is clear to everyone. The main thing that we have to keep in mind is that the current flowing through the resistances when they are in series is always same. Okay, taking this logic or taking this reason, we are going to derive R is equal to R1 plus R2 plus R3. So I hope it is clear to everyone. Okay, now by now we have discussed how the resistors in series, when they connected, what is the outcome. Now we will discuss about resistors in parallel. Resistors in parallel, the combination is like they are combined in a parallel mode. Okay, so what is it? When two or more resistors are combined in such a way that their first ends are connected to one point and the second end to another point, then this combination is in parallel. Just like you can see here, these three resistors R1, R2 and R3 are connected in parallel. So in this combination, the potential difference between the ends of all resistances is same between A and B. So all resistance potential difference would be same. So as you can see in the figure, there are three resistances R1, R2 and R3. Okay, they are joined in parallel between the points A and B. So suppose the current flowing through them is I. Let the current flowing through the circuit is I. So at the point A, when the current I is entering from point A, then it is divided or it is split into three currents. Why? Because in parallel connection the current is not same, potential difference is same. So when it goes to R1 it becomes I1, when it passes through R2 it becomes I2, and when it is crossing through R3, third resistance, then it becomes I3. Okay, so what are the three currents that are passing through three resistors? It will be like I1, I2 and I3. Okay, now when these three currents meet at point B and then they are coming out, then again they becomes I. Okay, so when they are passing through these resistors, they become I1, I2 and I3, and when they are leaving from point B, then again they become current I. Okay, so what will be the outcome over here? So we get I is equal to I1 plus I2 plus I3. Let I1, I2 and I3 are the current in R1, R2 and R3, and at B these three currents meet and form I. So what it will become? I is equal to I1 plus I2 plus I3. So this is our first equation. Now potential difference between A and B. Potential difference between point A and B is V. Okay. So applying Ohm's law, V is equal to IR, and what is the value of I then? I becomes V upon R. So using that only, I1, what will be I1? I1 will become V upon R1. What will become I2? V upon R2, and for I3 we can write V upon R3. So these values we are going to put here. Okay, and we will write I is equal to V upon R1 plus V upon R2 plus V upon R3. Now we know that for whole of the circuit, what is the potential difference for AB, between AB? The equivalent resistances R and potential difference is V. So what we can write? I is equal to V upon R. We can write it because Ohm's law says V is equal to IR. So I's value becomes V upon R. So let it be our fourth equation. Now from putting I is equal to V upon R in this third equation, so what do we get? V upon R is equal to V upon R1 plus V upon R2 plus V upon R3. So what is the common factor now? V. So we are going to take out V and we will write 1 upon R1 plus 1 upon R2 plus 1 upon R3. V and V will get cancelled, and finally we will get the total or the equivalent resistance between A and B is 1 upon R is equal to 1 upon R1 plus 1 upon R2 and 1 upon R3. So this is the equivalent resistance that we are getting. So how to define the resistors when the resistors are combined in parallel? What do we say? That the reciprocal of the equivalent resistance of the resistances connected in parallel is equal to the sum of the reciprocals of those resistances. Isn't it in reciprocal condition? So when the resistors are connected or combined in parallel condition, then the reciprocal of the equivalent resistance of the resistances connected in parallel is equal to the sum of the reciprocals of those resistances. Okay, so the value of the equivalent resistance connected in parallel, what do you think, is less than the value of the smallest resistance on those resistances or not? Yes, of course. So when we connect the resistors in combination in a parallel, then we get 1 upon R is equal to 1 upon R1 plus 1 upon R2 and 1 upon R3. So this combination in parallel is mostly used in our domestic circuits. Okay, so learn this, practice this, it's very very important. Out of them, this is the most important, and it often comes in the exam also, so practice it.